Hi guys. I am going live super quick from my bedroom, actually, which is not the perfect place for me to go live from, to give you the energies of this week. And me going live in a place that I don't really want to go live in, like not the perfect setting for me, is actually the perfect setting for this week. Because it may seem like this week nothing is perfect, or you just want to get that to that perfect place in your life with Mars square Uranus, but it's just not going to happen. And we're all just going to have to pull back and calm down and kind of realize that it's a step-by-step process, and not everything's not going to be won this week. But we can make the changes in our own life that set us up for stability and set us up for a more positive type future. And that's really what we're looking for. It is a triggery week. And that's really what we're looking for. Like I said, nothing's going to be going right. So we have Mars, the action planet. I'm very Marsy. I totally understand that. That just wants to go, go, go. But Mars is sitting in Taurus right now. And it's more the long haul than the one act. That being said, Mars will join with Uranus, the electric planet, the sudden movement planet this week. So we are all going to have fast changes happen in our life. I have a Taurus moon. I have been experiencing triggers since last week. So I am with you all. The Taurus, Leos, Scorpios, and Aquariuses are probably going to have the most shock and awe, but no one actually... You have the ability to this week, and what you're being called to do this week is really the universe is asking us all who we are, and the way you show up this week is going to have a lot of significance into your future. If you receive a trigger, or if something is affecting you from the outside world, my best advice for this week is to do the same thing I've been doing for a week, is really ask yourself, why is this triggering me? Why is this stirring some sort of deep reaction in you? As opposed to just blaming someone else, this is the week that we're all being called to identify what in ourselves are allowing our situation, our emotions, our stability to be affected by the outside world. Because, Capricorn is all about looking at the past, but we're in Aquarius now, so that is looking at the future. So we're all being asked to make different choices, to be secure in ourselves, to use our boundaries in a healthy way. We are all going to want to just cut somebody off this week. We're just going to want to cut things away, like in a dramatic way, with Mars, which signifies cutting, sword energy, something that like literally cuts, and Uranus, fast action. But that's why I pulled a card just for the week reading, and it ended up being the 10 of Wands, and she's just burning all of her contracts. She's just like, I am done with this. Like, she knows who she is, but I am encouraging you. Now, if it's something you've been thinking about for a long time, or something that has been in the works, something that it would be a great week for change in that type of manner. But if it's just something that comes up and you want to take like sudden action on it, like dramatic action, like cutting people or situations out of your life, like work or school or whatever, I'm advising you that this is that those energies will change, and that the energies that come up this week are mostly to let us know that change is in fact happening. So all of the things that come up, all of the things that erupt, it's specifically, you will have felt this moving. You would have felt being drawn to have some changes for sure for the last week. um, that does go direct on Wednesday. And I know in the US specifically, actually, when inauguration will happen. So there's going to be a lot of emotions of people around you heightened as well. Just know that that energy is going on. Uranus is also the stress nervous system. I know I, with nerve issues, have been, and my arms have been numb. So I know something's going on with Uranus then usually. So I've been doing a lot of self-care. And the best thing that you guys can do as well is just a lot of self-care, a lot of whatever you normally do to keep yourself calm, to keep yourself nurtured. That's really the best way to use this energy. Now, you guys are, I mean, we've been through 2020. This is not going to be, it's going to be about the same that we dealt with then. So you guys are well equipped for any changes that do go on. I would watch what you consume this week. Actually, like on a media and food, just do what you need to do to keep you and your immediate environment and your community to the most stability that you can. I'm not going to give you guys a bunch of like fear and loathing for this week, because I generally believe in humanity, and in the US particularly. We are going through a Pluto return. So a change is going to happen. And Pluto squares the North nodes on Wednesday as well. So with that, and that's in the US's chart. So anyone in the US, whatever happens for inauguration, and I know everybody's like calm. We're all being called everywhere in our life, really, to see things from not only to look deeply at what we're reacting to and what's triggering us and asking why we're even letting these outside situations or people bother us, but really to see people who we might disagree with on anything, on any subject, really try and see the situations at hand from their side. Now, I know that might not be the easiest, but if you want to be strong in yourself, that it is really the key. I always tell people I adore when I'm wrong. And I do, because I always, that is the only time when I'm really allowed to learn something. So when my friends tell me, we shouldn't tell you this, I'm like, oh, you should definitely tell me this, because if, I always want to see things from a side, just drastically different than my own. About the inauguration and all the stress around that. From the way that I view it, and I certainly don't condone violence of any kind at all. And I really question why, on a personal level, I don't think it matters a lot to any one of us who sits in a house like so far away. And yeah, that statement may be triggery to some people, and I am okay with that. That's not my intention. But to put all of your emotions in politics right now, to me, is very ungrounding, because politicians, I mean, they get paid for public opinion. They're not unbiased. So really right now, and I've done other talks on this, we're being called to put our attention on our community, like on our individual families. Like my guru said to spend the rest of January just with your head down and don't talk to anybody, which was probably good advice. But I don't ask anybody to watch my videos, so this is a little different. I'm not putting my opinion to anyone who doesn't feel guided to watch it. And I just think that it's helpful to know this week especially that, Uranus just went stationary direct over the weekend, I believe it was. So that's a lot of stress. That is a lot of just electric activity in the nervous system. And then with Mars and the emotions and the feeling the need to get something done and the feeling the need to go right now and like kind of the warrior attitude, like feeling greatly that you're fighting for a cause that is good with all that electricity going on with everybody can end up being a mess. But it also can, if you're able to just step back, think clearly, stay grounded. It is going to be able to give you some perspective on what does need to change and what is in fact changing on all of our parts anyway. And not only politically, like in your own life, what changes can you start? What changes have you started that will be beneficial to all? Taurus is the long road, like little steps every day. So don't let the Aries energy kind of catch you guys this week. It'll very much backfire. We have our Mercury Cassini. I just like saying that word. So Mercury's getting burnt up in the sun, which means that you're not going to be. It's not a visible planet. You're not going to be able to see, or maybe see what everybody is talking about or everybody means right now. And that's okay, because when Mercury goes, Mercury love as a planet, as an archetype, likes going above and below. Like Mercury is fine in the daytime or in the nighttime. So with the Cassini happening, that's why I'm calling you all to go introspectively, to not look and get your information from outside sources, although a lot of new information will be coming in. Unless you find it true to be your truth and something that you can prove on an individual level, like just don't let it get you all swept away, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah, because we have Saturn in the mix as well. So the whole energy of the Mars Uranus, is going to be coming up to Saturn on Saturday. And Saturn is all about karma. And Saturn is all about asking you if you've been doing what you're responsible for. Have you been giving appropriately to your family? Have you been keeping a stable environment? Have you been, doing the work? And with Aquarius, not only the work for just your immediately family or immediate community, like have you been doing things to help the collective, to help the good? I have a very, on the politics basis, I have a very like Green Party Democrat friend who last week put on her Facebook, like, we know that like the people for the Capitol was not, those aren't Republicans or Democrats. Those are people, they just don't belong to one of those groups. Those are, extremists. And of course, so I had to chime in. So that's her community group, like a deep understanding, like a giving of understanding, even though she didn't have to, that she's doing her Saturn. And then, of course, I had to chime in with my little Buddhist part, that I don't condone violence of any kind. Someone was talking about them needing to get prosecuted, et cetera, et cetera. But what was blatant for me is that all the people that are going, and it's the same in the summer. The people that are the people that were at the Capitol are people that are deeply unheard in our country. They're people that are impoverished. Some of them are veterans that like kind of get left out of the loop, and that is what speaks to me from that whole event. When people don't feel like they have a community, like they are being heard, like that's when, I mean, that's just psychology. That's when they join extremist groups. And, it's just struck me that people are feeling desperate right now. So if you could just look at this week with a lot of people really scared about what's going on in their life, like this uncertainty, like has everybody around like really trepidatious. It's not you, it's not just me, it's everybody. So if you can look at the week and the energy going into January with that type of kindness, with that type of we're all in this together, and we're not like football teams, we're not like us and them. That's really going to be beneficial, and that's really going to stabilize your energy as well. Just the letting go of the labels and names and groups is just so that goes a lot better with that energy. The highest vibration of Mars is the martyr, but it's the martyr for the underdog. Like it's the martyr for essentially the people that are struggling, and we're all struggling right now. So if you can take the highest energy of Mars and mix it with Uranus, then that's really going to be electric, and that's really going to be what you're being called to do. Healthy, there was a term for this week. It was healthy detachment. If you can practice healthy detachment this week, which means, engage in the things you have to engage in. I'm sure there's a lot of information coming into everybody right now. It's very fast moving energy, but don't get into the mix of people's stuff that you don't need to get into right now. And before you respond to that email, and before you respond to the phone call, and before you respond to anybody, like take a step back and port your inner alien Aquarius, and kind of become a little detached and get the eagle eye view and just kind of survey the situation, because things that you cut off now can literally have effect for the next year. So it's like kind of a big deal, guys. Let me think what else. Yeah, so stay calm, stay cool and collected. You're being asked by the universe who you are this week. Hold your integrity, hold your truth, be fair to others. Overall, just be like the magical people that you are. Don't get into conflicts that you don't need to get into. If conflicts are happening around you, either do your Aquarius and your community work to settle those down, or just let them run their course, because the things that are getting mixed up and engaged right now are really things that were broken in the first place. So that's what's going on. And so the energy of Mars and Uranus is going to be happening wherever Taurus is in your chart. For me, it is going on in Taurus is my moon, first of all. So it's my emotional life, my outer environment. It's been getting hit, which is also actually conjoined with my sun, which is right on my Venus. So I got like 4 planets with Mercury hanging out together up in my 8th and 9th house. So it's pretty triggering. And then, of course, wherever you have Aqua in your chart. And Pluto is still digging up your Capricorn part of your chart as well. So a lot of emotions this week, a lot of information coming in. And know your truth, know your value, but value others and give people space to be who they are. A lot of self-care, a lot of offering of kind words to otherwise just, kind of stay grounded, stay whole. If you feel the need to make changes this week, make sure that you've thought about them before. Don't do any crazy things that have just come up for you like recently, because that probably is just the triggery energy of Mars and Uranus. So I think that's all I have for you guys. Other than that, Mercury is in its shadow to go retrograde soon, and this actual upcoming Mercury retrograde is actually going to be super beneficial for you to get inner messages. Just know deeply, kind of examine what you tell yourself, the storylines that you've told yourself about yourself and other people. So it will actually be, well, besides the tech stuff going crazy, it will actually be a really valuable Mercury retrograde for some deeper introspection, to know where you're going. Now I know with Mars and Taurus, we've all started kind of doing the new us in different areas of our life. So I'm excited for that. You guys will definitely be able to complete that. Tauruses don't quit, of course, so that's exciting. Other than that, I super appreciate you guys hanging out with me for this week's weather. And all I have to say is, we totally got this, and I have a lot of confidence in you guys. And just even if things aren't perfect, like me filming in my bedroom, we're still here, and we're going to be able to get through it. And it's not actually going to stay this crazy. This is kind of wrapping up what began happening for us all in March of 2020. So we're just finding ends of stories for that. And yeah, March is coming. I keep on telling people March is going to be so lovely, actually, you guys. So just think spring. So I will talk to you guys later. Love you.